In an old house in Paris that was covered with vines, lived 12 little girls in 2 straight lines.
Bonjour.
They left the house at 9:30 in 2 straight lines. In rain or shine. The smallest one was Madeline.
You must be big in order to be tough. Then you should get to know me. I'll teach you other stuff. If you believe you must be big in order to be tough, then you should get to know her. She'll teach you other stuff. I'm Madeline, and though I'm very small, I'm Madeline, and inside I'm tall. She may be teeny tiny, diminutive petite, but that has never stopped her from being pretty neat. I'm Madeline, I'm not some little twig. I'm Madeline, and inside I'm big. Dumpty Dumpty Dum. I'm Madeline, I'm not afraid at all. I'm Madeline, I'm bravest of all. Dumpty Dumpty Dum. She's Madeline, we hope you have it straight. She's Madeline, and inside she's Dumpty Dumpty Dum. Great!
Oh, Madeline. Come, mes petites.
One day, the Spanish ambassador moved into the house next door, bringing old statues, paintings, a piano, and more.
Mira, Mama. Mira.
They hurried to watch this procession of things. How exciting to see what a moving van brings. When Miss Clavel said,
Look, my darlings, what bliss, what joy. His Excellency has a boy. Come, let us go now.
Bonjour. Hooray! A boy! Have you met him, Madeline? Oh, we will have so much fun! Oui, a new friend! What fun! Right, Madeline? Wrong! Wrong? We wrong. You see, it is very clear to me that this little boy is a bad hat. A bad hat? Mon Dieu! C'est terrible! Oui, regardez. You could call him mean. You could call him naughty. You could call him cruel. You could call him haughty. But he is something worse than that. What could be worse? What could be worse? What could be worse? What could be worse? What could be worse?
A bad hat.
A bad hat. Imagine that. Imagine that. A bad hat.
In the spring, when birdies sing, something suddenly went zing, causing pain and shocked surprise during morning exercise. In the autumn wind, he boasted that he flew the highest kite. From time to time, he seemed polite.
Buenos dias, señorita Clavel.
Buenos dias, Pepito.
He was sure and quick on ice, and Miss Clavel said,
Aren't you nice?
One day he climbed upon the wall and cried,
Come, I invite you all. Come over sometime and I'll let you see my toys in my menagerie. My frogs and birds, bugs and bats, squirrels, hedgehogs and two cats. These are the animals I keep. At times I even let them sleep. I trap them inside my big nets, then they become my brand new pets. The hunting in this neighborhood is exceptionally good. I keep them locked up in my room. They like the dark, they like the gloom. And every day at 3:30 they get some crumbs and sips of tea. My frogs and birds, bugs and bats, squirrels, hedgehogs and two cats. Bunnies, mice, a quail, a pucho. You name the beast, I wanted mucho.
Then Madeline said,
Enough, Pepito. Please believe us, your menagerie does not intrigue us.
Bad hat. What a bad boy. It does not interest you? What a pity. Que lástima.
he changed his clothes and said,
I bet this invitation they'll accept. Ole! Ole!
Madeline answered,
A torero is not at all our idea of a hero.
The poor lad left. He was lonesome and blue. He shut himself in. What else could he do? But in a short while, the little elf was back again, and his old self. Said Miss Clavel.
It seems to me what Pepito needs is an outlet for his energy. A chest of tools might be attractive for a little boy who is very active.
Oh, Miss Clavel, I do not think it is a good idea to give Pepito a tool chest.
That is right. He might build something horrible.
Now, girls, Pepito is just a lonely little boy trying to think of things to do. He will probably build something wonderful. I knew it. Listen to him play. Hammering, sawing, and working away.
Oh, but that boy was really mean. One day, when out to take the air, Madeline said,
Oh no, look who's there.
Pepito carried a bulging sack. He was followed by an increasing pack of all the dogs in the neighborhood.
That boy is simply misunderstood. Look at him bringing those doggies food.
He said,
Let us have a game of tag.
and let a cat out of the bag. There were no trees, and so instead the cat jumped on Pepito's head. And now just listen to the poor boy crying,
Au secours!
which you must cry if by any chance you're ever in need of help in France. Miss Clavel ran fast and faster to the scene of the disaster. She came in time to save the bad hat, and Madeline took care of the cat.
Goodbye, Fido. So long, Rover. Let's go home. The fun is over.
Pauvre Pepito, must you be so naughty?
Pepito was hurt, too hurt to cry, and so Dr. Cone came quickly by. There was sorrowing and pain in the embassy of Spain.
Ay, Pepito. He will be all right. Gracias, Dr. Cone.
The ambassadress wept tears of joy, and she thanked Miss Clavel for saving her boy.
It is nothing, madame. Surely it is what you would have done, n'est-ce pas?
Indeed, my dear, we will spend more time with our dear Pepito. And now I am sure nothing
Said the ambassador.
would cheer up poor Pepito more than a visit from next door. Only one visitor at a time. Will you go in first, Miss Madeline? I love you, my dear boy. Me, Pepito. I will wait outside.
So Madeline went in on tiptoe and whispered,
Can you hear me, Pepito? See, Madeline? It serves you right, you horrid brat, for what you did to that poor cat. I know, Madeline, and I am sorry. Have you learned your lesson, you naughty, naughty boy? Have you learned your lesson, you naughty, naughty boy? Mon Dieu! Will you pull another prank? No. Or capture animals in the wild? No. Have you learned your lesson, you naughty, naughty boy? Have you learned your lesson, you naughty, naughty boy? Will you hurt another bat? No. Will you tease another dog? No. Will you scare another cat? No. Or lock up another hole? No. Have you learned your lesson, you naughty, naughty boy?
I have learned my lesson. Now I'm not a naughty boy.
I'll never hurt another cat.
Pepito said,
I swear to that. I learned my lesson. Please believe I'm turning over a new leaf. That's fine. That's fine. I hope you do. We will all keep our eyes on you. Now, au revoir.
and lo and behold, the former barbarian turned into a vegetarian.
Bravo, Antonio. The cabbage looks perfecto.
And the starling and turtle, the bunny and bat went back to their native habitat.
Today, little girls, let us go to the zoo.
Oh, oui!
Seeing them go, Pepito said,
Today I will show them how much I have changed.
Pepito opened the cages, letting go of the kangaroo, the fox, the goat, and the elephant, too. His love of animals was such, even Miss Clavel said.
First too bad, now too good. It is too much.
The little girls all cried. But Madeline said,
I know what to do.
and Madeline told Pepito that he was no longer a bad hat. She said,
Now you are our pride and joy. You are the world's most wonderful boy. Gracias, Madeline. Does that mean I'm no longer a bad hat? Oui, oui, Pepito. Pooh-pooh. I used to be quite mean. I used to be quite naughty. I used to be quite cruel. I used to be quite haughty. But you were something worse than that. What could be worse? What could be worse? What could be worse? A bad, bad hat. Imagine that, a bad, bad hat. A bad, bad hat. Imagine that. Once I was a brat. Once I was quite elfish. Once I was a rat. Once I was quite selfish. But you were even worse than that. What could be worse? What could be worse? What could be worse? A bad, bad hat. Imagine that, a bad, bad hat. A bad, bad hat. Imagine that. What could be worse? What could be worse?
The girls went home and broke their bread.
We love our bread, we love our butter, and most of all, we love each other.
And brushed their teeth and went to bed. And as Miss Clavel turned out the light, she said,
I knew it would all come out right.
Then she closed the door, and that's all there is. There isn't any more.
Well, you know my name is Simon, and the things I draw come true. Oh, pictures take me over, climb the ladder with you. Well, you know my name is Simon, and the things I draw come true. Oh, pictures take me over.
Simon had been drawing again. The moon rocket he designed himself was bringing him back from the moon with his friend Henry, and all the noughts that Simon had taken from the sons who tried to capture him. Simon and Henry felt very proud when they were welcomed back to the land of chalk drawings. Simon unloaded all the noughts and presented them to the chalk drawing people. Everyone was pleased, of course, because a present is a present. But they were a bit puzzled because they weren't quite sure what to do with them. The girls tried them on as bracelets. Some of them played hoopla. The dog became an acrobat. The boys bowed them along as hoops, and some tried to stand on them. Some played catch. He lost it, and the bird found it. Well, while all this was going on, the sun was watching sadly. Dear, oh dear, I'm so lonely up here, no one ever bothers to come and talk to me. Well, Simon saw the sun looking sad, and he had an idea. He and Henry collected up some of the noughts and put them back in the rocket. Up they flew again off into space, and Simon steered towards the sun. Don't worry, son. These noughts that I captured on the moon are going to help to stop you being lonely. The sun was very puzzled. What is that fellow Simon doing? All these noughts round me just clutter up the place. Now Simon called all the birds in the land of chalk drawings and spoke to them. The sun is very lonely. He would just love someone to talk to. I want you all to fly up there and keep him company. Well, the birds shook their heads. Well, we'd love to, Simon, but when we get up there, there's nowhere to perch. Well, Simon chuckled. Don't you worry about perches. You fly up to the sun and you won't have any trouble. birds set off. Up, up they flew until they reached the sun. And when they saw the noughts, they knew what Simon meant. And when the sun saw the birds perched round him, he smiled more brightly than he'd done for years. That fellow Simon's not so silly after all. Now, tell me, how's your father keeping? And the sun and the birds talked, talked, and talked. Meanwhile, back in the land of chalk drawings, Simon said goodbye to Henry and left on the train. He passed the rocket and looked at it, pleased and proud. His friend next door had said his rocket would never fly, but Simon had been to the sun and the moon and back. And only really good rockets go that far. On his holiday, Simon visited some caves. He came out disappointed. The caves were dull and boring. I wish I'd lived there with cavemen in prehistoric times, when it was interesting. Then he had an idea. I know. I'll draw a cave with a caveman in it, and he can help me to explore. So when he got home, Simon drew a cave and caveman on his blackboard. The next day, Simon hurried to the land of chalk drawings. He went straight past Henry and the other children. Sorry, can't stop to play today, sorry. Simon arrived at the cave he had drawn, but there was no sign of the caveman. Simon decided to explore by himself. Shining his torch, he crept in. As he went in deeper, he accidentally dropped his piece of chalk. He didn't notice the mysterious hand pick his chalk up. Suddenly, Simon heard running footsteps behind him, and seconds later, the caveman appeared, gasping for breath.
Oh, quick, hide. Great hairy monsters are chasing me.
Simon and the caveman hid behind a rock. The noise grew louder, and then, straight past them galloped the biggest animals Simon had ever seen. Prehistoric animals, a buffalo, a rhinoceros, and a mammoth. And they disappeared deeper into the cave. The caveman was terrified.
Talk about magic. There I was, drawing on the wall with this chalk I found, and darn my dinosaurs if the drawings didn't come to life.
Simon looked at the caveman's chalk and gave a gasp.
Why, that's my chalk.
No wonder they came to life. Well, just then, they heard the animals returning. Simon suddenly realized something.
They mustn't get out into the land of chalk drawings. No knowing what damage they'll do. We've got to stop them.
Simon ran towards the entrance, the caveman following, almost out of breath.
Oh, dear. Why did I have to draw big Ice Age animals and not little ones? Oh.
Well, Simon gave a cry. Oh, I'm glad you told me we were in the Ice Age. You've given me an idea how we can stop them. Well, when they reached the entrance, Simon waved at his friend the sun, and the sun smiled back. Shine down here, sun, as hot as you can. Well, the sun shone down on the cave, hotter and hotter. And before long, the whole Ice Age hillside began to melt. Soon the cave and everything in it had vanished. The caveman quickly made friends with the other chalk drawing people. And as Simon went over to play with Henry and the children, he breathed a sigh of relief. Thank goodness I didn't live in prehistoric times, with all those monsters about. I'm glad I live in modern times after all.